Hello again, friends. Welcome back to twitch.tv/trooperberry, and welcome to Mars Horizon. First off, apologies for there not being any stream yesterday. I had a heap of work dropped on me late in the day, so I was still in the office as of 9:30 p.m., which is half an hour after the stream usually starts. So, stream yesterday was just not an option, unfortunately. My apologies again. But here we are, back, and we got ourselves a new game. Why Mars Horizon? Because, well, I wanted to, really. It is brought to us by the good folks at Auroch Digital. I will say there is a sequel in the works, allegedly supposed to come out sometime this year. And I don't know if you've noticed, we're in the home stretch of 2024. It's already August. Imagine. So I wanted to hold off on this playthrough until I knew the sequel was coming, but eventually I decided, well, what the heck, let's just do it now. And, if there's a gap between the two, oh well. So, what is Mars Horizon? Mars Horizon is basically kind of an alt history run through the early era of spaceflight through, as the title suggests, starting a colony on Mars. And I say it's an alt history because, as you can see here, you can actually play as one of 5 different space agencies. Now, obviously, in our timeline, you had the NASA in the U.S. and the Soviet Union with Roscosmos, I believe it is. And they're there, obviously, and everyone's got their own agency bonuses. But the alt history part here is like, so when the game starts, which I believe is like in the 1950s, you could also play as the European Space Agency, the Chinese Space Agency, or JAXA. And they start with their own, but you can also customize the agency, so you can just tinker with the one you have, or you can just make your own. Actually, let's pop in and show real quick. So you can change the look and the flag. You got the headquarters, which we will see eventually. You have there's a diplomacy in this game where you can be cooperative or competitive with the other agencies. And as I said, but each agency also has their own traits. And these are set at the start. So like you see so China here has economical architecture, so less building cost and upkeep, less research costs for the building research tree, and then so for failed launches, you still get the first phase science reward. We'll get into all that, but I would. It's like if you're familiar with Project Zomboid, it's kind of like the similar trait system where if the positive traits cost you points, and then the negative traits actually give you points back. And you can have up to 5 total. So if we were going to just fully customize China here, so let's just say, we'll start with a negative trait. Something just give us. You have 4 points left. You can see the costs range from -2 if it's particularly negative to a +2 if it's particularly helpful. So let's throw in, say, unknown entity, which all that does is just starts all your diplomatic relationships at 0. So if you're wanting to do a diplomatic playthrough and make lots of friends, it'll complicate things. If you're content to go it alone, maybe do a little role play there, then you're just fine. And so you could also throw in, say, failure is not an option. That's the neg. So you lose double. Your penalty is doubled if you fail a mission for what, like for the, I don't know, the rocket blows up or what have you. But then that also enables us to we have 6 points, so we can actually go two, or no, we can 3 2-pointers. For example, you get like a reduced research cost. So achieving a top 3 grants double support bonus if you wanted to balance out failure is not an option. So we get bonus science if we get the top 3, and we'll get into like the ranks and the milestones and the whatnot. So let's see. Or we could just give ourselves like a flat 10% payload reliability. And if we're kind of role-playing China, that might not be so bad. Like, Chinese rockets, they tend not to blow up. Or is he going to get reduced cost for the missions? Oh yeah, we definitely want this. We want an extra mission slot. That will be particularly useful. So this invalid launch windows become suboptimal launch windows. Like there are some windows where, like, if you're familiar with space travel, like there are some windows where you have to launch in because like the way the trajectory aligns, you need a certain path, and like sometimes that just isn't there. So though, yeah, so taking leap first, it'll turn them into suboptimal so that you can launch. It'll just be like particularly difficult. Well, I see. So let's do. I will just go ahead and take that extra launch, the extra launch reliability. I feel like that'll be helpful. And then maybe we take something science related. A top 3 gains a science bonus of up to 25%. That could be. Or support. Or we can make some things cheaper. Or we can do can restart a task once per mission. But again, we're not gonna. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That feels like a little. I don't want to say cheap. I don't know that I like that. Or we could take where we got the launch reliability. We could also take the where they go, the payload reliability. So there we go. Yeah, so we got double support penalty for failing. All Russians set to 0, but we got 10% reliability on our launches and our payload, and 1 extra mission slot. And so everyone's set to neutral, but that's fine. They'll come to love us anyway. Right. So you got the difficulties here. We got Explorer for the relaxed experience. You got the Pioneer, but that's I think that's the base difficulty. And then you got Veteran if you're really particularly hardcore. So we go from missions are less demanding. There will be reduced competition. They'll provide a challenge, and other space agencies will be competitive. And then missions are tough, and other agencies will be extremely competitive. Now, let's just check out the base experience. So we can. Easy. Actually, there's very easy too. Okay, I didn't even see that there. But I think we'll just keep that. Yeah. So resources, competition, missions. Yeah, that's all fine. Oh, yes, exit customized difficulty. That's fine. Yeah, so we'll just go with the basic difficulty. So, welcome, Director. A new age is upon us. You are tasked with guiding our space program and developing the technology required to make us leaders in this new frontier of exploration. For the pride of the nation, you must ensure the facilities of our launch center are unparalleled, exceed the boundaries of rocket science, and let failure be only wisdom gained on the path to victory. Landing our taikonauts on another planet will be a landmark in human history. We trust you to make it a reality. Yi Lu Shunfeng, Director. Hey, inflated beef. Good to see you. Yeah, we're going okay here. Just getting going. So the solar system, yeah, so the solar system screen is where we figure out, like, where, I mean, well, obviously, we're here. And these are our objectives. Yeah, so build a sounding rocket, research the small launch pad, build the launch pad, and build a sounding rocket. Hey, Gecko, good to see you. Yi Lun Shun Feng, guess I Godspeed. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think, yeah, I kind of got that hint. They got that, excuse me. I got that sense, but I appreciate the confirmation. Okay, yeah, yeah, this is our solar system screen. These are our objectives. Your first objective is a crucial step to any space agency, constructing an experimental sounding rocket to test and improve your booster technology. And selecting a planet. Okay, so then select missions associated with that body. So highlight Earth, which we did. Okay, there we go. So this is our mission screen. So this is, you can see it goes, all right, yes. Details, yes. Two types, milestones and requests. Requests become available as you complete milestone missions. It can be evaluated boosting your support and science. Yes, so support is like our public image, and then science is obviously our science. How we unlock the new cool stuff. And we got research requirements. So we have prereqs for some missions. And yeah, so all the space agencies will be completing to do milestone missions first. Yeah, so this is kind of like the alt history bit that we are. Instead of just the U.S. and the Soviets, we got everyone going at once. Okay, yeah, so this is the first one, the very first one, the test launch. So if we succeed, we get 100 support and 250 science. That's over the course of a month. But you can see there, so if we fill up the little support bar, that'll kick us up to the next funding tier, which presumably means more money. And more money, more better. Yeah, and there are no requests so far. That'll happen later. Oh yes, so the you can see it's a milestone rank. Right, so we're here at the very start. So we've got all the research required, so we just need to plan the mission. So the mission plans includes each stage necessary to take a mission from the drawing board to space. A test launch has no payload, so you can get straight to designing the launch vehicle. Right, so there's the overview, and this is the vehicle. No, so if there are other missions, there would be a payload. We had to design a payload and the vehicle. But since it's just the rocket, we can jump straight in. Okay, for the test launch, only sounding rockets can be selected. So this is our option. So this is the vehicle designer, where we can obviously design vehicles. Go figure. So we got the vehicle made at the booster and the upper stage. The booster must be able to upper stage, while the upper stage must be able to carry the payload. Makes sense. So you have to be able to get however heavy it is, you got to get it up. You got to be able to lift it into orbit. So you can see, so make sure the booster has enough capacity to carry the upper stage, etc., so forth. Right. So note that the launch pad is not currently meant, so it requires a small launch pad. So we can still, so you can see it'll take 2 months to build. So we can still, we can have multiple things going at the same time. As an experimental vehicle, yeah, so this is our launch reliability. So the chances of the launch going, without an error. As you can see, we're starting off at the low end. However, it will gain a large amount of reliability per launch, even if it blows up. Okay, so it's a scientific method, right? We're testing, and if we fail, then that is more data. Okay, so this cannot be confirmed, right? And then so if we were, you can. this is where we can add or change those stages. But yeah, for now, there's nothing much to do. There is, I mean, we can rename them if we want to, but we'll do that later. And the build cost is going to cost 80K, and we only have 100. Okay, so then once the vehicle is constructed, you'll receive a construction report. So will often include traits that your mission. Yes, so there'll be a trait that pops up. I say maybe it'll be like more research, or it'll be finicky in some sense. It's gonna take several months. Yeah. Oh yes, there you go. So there's the chance breakdown. So there's a 60% chance it just straight blows up. There's a 50-50 chance of just something negative happening with the launch. 26% chance to actually launch as well, and a 90% chance we actually get a benefit off it. So it's not great odds, but again, we're working on it. Yeah, I also in fact I did do an offline playthrough just to poke around a little bit. Yeah, it's also very customizable. So it's like a kind of a historical sandbox where you can just take it wherever you want. Okay, so we got the sounding rocket going. Now it's time to build the launch pad. Various agencies crucial to your screens here. So you got the research screen. So there's our active missions. That'll be our sounding rocket eventually. We got our base, our diplomacy. You can see there. So we got here's our relationships with all the other space agencies, and so we can go from allied to antagonistic. There you go. Friendly and allied nations boost science income and increase the other agencies' joint. So if we're friendly and we go on a joint mission with someone, we get extra science. If we're competing or antagonistic, you can still go on missions with them, and you actually get extra money and reduce the other agency's joint mission contributions. So you take your pick. Oh, but if you are an ally with someone, you actually get access to their contractors as well. And that's the Spacepedia. Okay. Let's hop into the research screen. So this is where we see the new technology. Let's put it into missions, buildings, and vehicles. This is the missions tree. So we got the research to unlock new missions and their respective payloads. So that each node is a different tech or area of study. So first, the artificial satellite must be completed before the payload research beneath can begin. So you got to do that before you can do that. And each node requires a certain amount of science. You get science via missions and buildings. And each is split into eras. And researching a new era in any tree will unlock new planetary bodies in the solar system screen. And completing all the research in a single era on the tree will grant a powerful reward. So you see we go down there so that we get the payload. We can go to lunar orbit. We can send an animal into space. And then eventually, we can send a human into space. And then we get to Venus, Mars, we have multi-crew orbit. And then a bit of ways through Era 2, we get to the crewed moon landing. But I think so. You see, and it mentioned the bonus. So if we get all the techs in Era 1, we will get a flat extra 5% payload reliability. So we got to research all 10. And just looking at what we got there, I think that's probably feasible. And so this is the vehicle screen, as you might imagine. As you develop increasing advanced payloads, so too must the booster rocket improve. So yeah, we need something as chonky enough to get our fancy new tech into the sky. Right, so we can there's our booster. excuse me, in our upper stage. And here are the buildings. So the building tree is key to expanding your base and the capabilities of your agency. So we're going to need the small launch pad. So the game is basically telling us, start here, stupid. So select it, and then we go to it. Okay, so it's going to cost 50 grand to build, not to research, just to build. And it's going to be a monthly upkeep of 5 grand, and it'll take a month to build. So that actually lines up. So you can see it's going to cost 100 science, and we have a monthly science income of 110. So it'll take us a month to research, a month to build, and in that time, our sounding rocket will be ready. And you can see each of these have their own reward. So if we get all the techs in this tree, in this era, our obstruction removal cost when we build out our base will be 50% cheaper. And then for that one, we get an extra 5% launch reliability. Sure. And then there's our resources. So we have 20K in the bank, and we're getting 50K a month. We're getting 110, like we said, and then we have 50 support right now. So you support by completing missions, and so the support is key to earning higher funding tiers, which will increase your monthly funds. Then you use that money to build vehicles, buildings, etc., and so forth. Science you need for missions and buildings. The more science you get, the faster you elect new technology. This is pretty crucial. It's like if it's like any other, like Surviving Mars and other these similar kind of games, the more science income you have, the faster you tech up. The more you tech up, the bigger lead you can build on your competitors. Here's your upcoming events. Yeah, so the sounding rocket will be done in 2 months, and then in 12 months, our funding will be reviewed. And past events. Oh yeah, keep an eye on the see what other agencies are up to. Okay, advance. So we can do the next month, or if there's, so next event will just take you to the advanced time until the next important event. So there might be longer periods, like especially when you have like missions going to more far-flung planets. You might not have anything in between. So you just rather than just go month to month to month, you can just skip right to the next important thing. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Surviving Mars. The Below and Beyond expansion kind of really annoyed me, but everything before that, I absolutely loved. It's one of my favorite games to just hang out and chill for hours on end. It's still I haven't touched it in a couple years, and it's still like my third or fourth most played game on Steam. Okay, so once the new building has been built, it can be constructed. Okay, so now let's head to our base. So this is our base. This will be able to construct new buildings, research, move or demolish existing buildings, and clear obstructions to obtain even more space. And so you can QE or mouse wheel to zoom in and out. And that you research the small launch pad to be able to construct it as long as we have the funds. Actually, this is as zoomed out as it gets. We got build, move, clear. Right, so we got our headquarters, which we already have. That's where we get our science per month. Each building has a unique effect, many of which will be crucial to improving your agency. There's a build cost and upkeep, sure. So a flat cost and then upkeep per month. Okay, yeah, so you can see so it'll cost us 50K to build, which we got as our monthly funding. And it's going to cost 5K per, and we can only have one. You just grab out of the challenges. There are a few you don't have completed yet, but you're working on. Yeah, that's fine. It's honestly, there are times when I will just switch off, and I'll just I'll just see I want to just chill for a while and just turn Mars green. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of like playing on a clock. Okay, here we go. Oh, thank you. Yes. So you need sufficient space. Building on top of removing as much as possible, as long as you can afford to remove the obstruction. Yes, so they have adjacency effects. There you go. So you can see if we put the launch pad there, we get a little savings on vehicle build time, but we also lose a little bit on payload reliability. Hey, Dawn, good to see you. Yeah, no, I saw you. I think you played this a while back. I think you had the some Auroch Digital people in chat. But yeah. Also, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, we don't want that. That's going to be a negative. All right, so we're getting a positive interaction between those two. Okay, so we can put it here. We'll get the bonus to vehicle build time, and it'll wait. No, that'll cost us a mil. Okay, that's not good. Or we can just place it there and we get it for free. Or we don't. Well, it'll cost us 50K, but we won't have to pay extra. How about that? You get early access to it. Yeah, because I remember that. Because you made the Scottish Space Agency, didn't you? Right. So our launch pad is building. So that's going to take a month. All right. So we need to select new research. Also, let me just take a second here.
When?
Underscore middle dot.
Oh, was that the visit from the fairy mod mother? I remember that.
Thanks.
It's like 50,000 bits.
Holy shit. Thank you so much for the bits. Fucking hell. That did escalate quickly. Oh my god. Oh.
And it was while you're playing Bloodlines, even. Yeah. Well, I'm doing okay now. It's been a week. Like I should probably update my CV kind of week. Yeah, and that's part of the reason why there was no stream last night. I was just catching up. Okay, so we can do a couple things. So we can research the artificial satellite. That'll cost 300 science, so it'll take us 3 months to research. We can look for some of these buildings, which are a little cheaper, but might not necessarily need them right now. Or we can go straight for the for our next tech in rocketry. Let's see. So if we do artificial satellite, we're gonna need a rocket and a payload. That's good. Yeah. So corporate has sent down the word that our division needs to cut $900,000 off of our budget because there is a quote-unquote budget crisis in effect. Now, it has been suggested that maybe we could save some money by, I don't know, not having our office in one of the most expensive parts of the most expensive real estate market in the world. This suggestion has been summarily ignored. Because I guess management has decided they would rather have some people lose their jobs than lose face. Okay, so it looks like if we want to do the artificial satellite, we're going to need that tech and that tech. So that's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of research. Or that's going to be like, yeah, these are actually cheaper. I think let's actually start working on our our booster in our upper stage. Which do we want first? Well, the booster will have more use, probably. Why they moved to a cheaper place? Just well, and the thing is, like we moved into these offices in like 2018. So I mean, I guess I can kind of understand, but still, if our budget is that hard up, just suck it up, would you? Okay, so there we go. So we have our sounding rocket is done. It has no special effects, nothing good or bad. We have launch reliability of 35%. So now we need to pick when we're going to launch this bad boy. So the final stage involves assigning crew, designing a training program, and settling on the launch date. So no crew, don't need to worry about that. Training, don't want to train. So let's pick a launch date. There you go. So you'll be able to set a launch date for your mission. Each month represents a launch window, right? So optimal, suboptimal, and invalid. Optimal, no problems. Suboptimal have a launch reliability penalty, but you can still do it if you want to. And invalid means it's not happening. Now there was, if you saw the Soviets, they had a perk where all invalid launch windows become suboptimal launch windows. So that could be useful, especially if you're the risk-taking type. For milestone missions, you can see the progress here. So they're all in the research phase as well. Right, so we got optimal, 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 optimal. So that deep orange is suboptimal, so it's going to be a 20% penalty to the launch reliability, so it's going to be a 15%. So it's just not what we're looking for. No, I say let's just go. If we, because the thing you have to remember, you can't have weather get in the way and make you launch later. So if you can launch now, as far as I'm concerned. So we'll go ahead and do it next month. And we do have that other mission slot thanks to the perk we picked, but we don't have anything to put in there right now. Excuse me. Okay, so we got our research on our long march going. And I think when we get done with that, we'll flip to the payload. Here's the super. Yeah, because I think the weather also gives you a potential penalty. You can launch in suboptimal conditions, but you're going to be rolling the dice. Hey, so we reached Era 1, the dawn of spaceflight. As rocket technology advances, so does the prospect of exploring beyond the confines of our planet. Yet the public continue to question whether the fledgling agencies can overcome the dangers of spaceflight. And we've unlocked the moon. Okay, so here we go. Now, I'm noticing we're launching right now. Everyone else is still in the planning phase. I'm not sure why, but you know what? That's not our problem. Okay, yeah, so it's vital to test the agency's launch facilities. Descending rockets will carry an array of sensors, blah, 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 blah. Speaking of rain, so you see it's got desert conditions in. Yeah, so China's space center is like well out west in the country. So we have a 35% launch reliability penalty. So now we're down to 23%. So the conditions are dinging us by 12%. So we can roll the dice So there's like a 19% chance it's just going to straight blow up. 58% chance something negative is happening, but there's not going to be that much happening anyway. And then like a 23% chance something not bad to good happens. Or we can reschedule the launch. Now, the way the game explained it, if the rocket, like if we have a negative, even if it has a failure, the rocket actually gains a bunch of launch reliability. But again, the issue there is though, if we have, it will we will need another 2 months to build one, and then another month to plan. So it's going to set us back about 3 months. And it also set us back another 50 grand to build another one, and that's basically the entirety of our monthly income. I tell you what, because everyone else is being slow, we're gonna reschedule once. We're gonna reschedule for May, and if the weather is still garbo, then we just go. Okay, so we've unlocked the moon. The moon can be selected on the solar system screen, and your future arrows will unlock more planets. So there we go. And so milestone missions like lunar orbit and the crewed moon landing. So you have the mission profile and the payload. So those are prereqs. We can't even start this mission until we unlock that research and complete that payload. So they have recommended parts here that may prove useful when designing the launch vehicle for the mission. This is not required, just recommended. All right, and then we finished the Long March booster. So we'll go. So this will be another. Yeah, basically, we should be able to knock out the upper stage pretty quickly, and then we can pivot to the satellite mission. Well, there you go. So we actually one-shotted it. Okay, so they're going to be going in 2 months, and the Soviets are going to be going in 7. Not sure what the deal is with them, but you know what? Again, not our problem. Ooh, we're going for a night launch. So we have adequate conditions, so we get a 2% buff. So now there's only a 16% chance of it blowing up on launch. Well, you know what? Good enough for me. Launch that bad boy. And we're off the pad. And hasn't blown up yet. Hey. Wow, look at that. Oh, minus 25% science penalty. Gee, thanks. But you can see there, so our sounding rocket gained 15% launch reliability. So if for whatever reason we were to do that again, we need to improve it even more. But why would we do that? Yeah, so we were the first in the world to launch a sounding rocket, so we got little extra support. There we would have got more science, except for the rumble, 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 rumble. Oh, so you guys run a success guarantee, valuable support, and science. Okay, so then the tutorial objective involves the artificial satellite. Such a noteworthy mission is bound to grant valuable science as well as support from a rapt public. They're wrapped, I tell you. Okay, so research the satellite, payload, build the payload, build the vehicle, complete the mission. Now, so it turns out I misread that, or they all got crappy weather too. It's like so they're going to be going in 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, and 8 months. So we already have it. Well, it's very very early days, but we got a lead. Okay, so yeah, so it says we got artificial satellite, research the payload, and then build them. All right, so we need that. We need the Dongfang Hong, and then we actually got to build everything, and that'll cost. What'll that cost? Ooh, that'll cost 100 grand. So we're gonna have to save our pennies. And that'll take 300 science, but thanks to the boost we got, we should be able to knock that out in a single month, and then we can pivot to the payload. There we go. So we now have an artificial satellite. Now we need to research the payload. It's right there. That's 300, and yeah, our science bonus has gone away. So we need 300 science. It's going to take, it'll take a couple months. Ah, but now we have a request. So, request missions are a great way to supplement your agency's resources, especially as they don't require any further research, just a free mission slot. This is why I made sure to take that perk that got us the extra mission slot. So each request mission is only available for a set amount of time and can only be attempted once. The more milestones you complete, the more request missions will become available. So they want us to launch another sounding rocket to measure the effects of solar radiation, and we'll get 100 support, which will kick us over to the next funding tier, and also get us a one-time boost of 250 science. That sounds pretty neat. And I know I did just say we need to save our pennies, but we got research and build time ahead of us, so why wouldn't we do it? So we go to the sounding rocket. Oh, now that you have a booster selected, it's time to select an upper stage capable of carrying the payload. Right, but we don't. So if we were building other things, that's fine. So if it wasn't still the sounding rocket, we would have to worry about all that. But because it is, and you can see we're actually starting with a 50% launch reliability now. So we're up to a coin flip. So again, 2 months to build, 80 grand. There, and so there you go. See the that right there is why sometimes you just skip to the next event rather than just doing month by month by month by month. So that's done, and hey, we actually got a 5% launch reliability boost. So up to a coin flip that's slightly in our favor. Okay, so it says we need to construct more buildings to unlock mission training. That is something we're going to need to do eventually. Ooh, okay. So we can't launch in September at all for reasons. We could launch in October for a 20% penalty. I don't think we need to do that. Or we can get back to November when things will just be fine. So let's do it. And there we go. And you got NASA, ESA, and JAXA all doing their test launches. And the Soviets, well, they're doing their best. All right. Now that the artificial satellite mission and payload research, we can start the mission plan. Right, we will need a free mission slot, which we made sure to get. Oh yeah, so we got research freed up. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, so launch a satellite into stable orbit. So we'll get support and science. No money, but that's fine. And everyone is still, no one has even planned it. So let's be the first, shall we? So most missions will include a payload, the satellite or spacecraft you're sending into space. The first stage will be to design and construct the payload. Sure. And the payload is what it is. Mostly it's just going to be like that now. So the payload rating is overall, so the payload's modules. So we got reliability. So higher reliability, so like the launch reliability, the payload reliability, so there are things you do with the payload during the, not during the launch, but during the rest of the mission. So higher reliability gives you better like error bars, like better rolls, but it can be expensive. So sometimes we're sacrificing for better modules or a cheaper build cost. So the payload's mass determines the launch. So it's got 175 kilograms. So we got to be able to get that 175 kilograms into space. And it has variants, which they can each do different things. So this is the base variant. So we can improve comms, but reduce with a 10% payload reliability penalty. This will make it cheaper to build, but reduce the payload reliability by 15%. Or we can get extra power for extra money, an extra 500, an extra 50k. I really don't want to definitely don't want that or that. Excuse me. Okay, so if this is going to cost 100k at base, and it's going to take 2 months, so that's more than 2 months of our funding. Or basically it is, it's 2 months of funding, not counting upkeep. Because we got to remember, in addition to payload, we also got to build the rocket. Let's just try it as is, just the base loadout. Right, and these can also have their own RNG. As far as I know, the traits are RNG. Yeah, so you see, there's a 65% chance of basic success, 10% chance of positive events, and 25% chance of negative events. Fun, no? Yeah. Right. And I guess we can only build one thing at a time, apparently. We have more research to do, so we can research lunar orbit. We can research animals in space. That's going to take 5. That's going to take 5. I tell you, let's not neglect the buildings. So what do the buildings do? Well, we get our research lab, which will unlock mission training. So we can train for extra science on missions. We got the extra rocket test pad, so we get extra launch reliability. Or we get the spacecraft assembly facility, and we can do extra payload reliability. Hey, Andrea, good to see you. How's your Friday going? I caught like the last 10 minutes of your stream today, this morning for me, last night for you. But I hope that went well and you had a chance to catch up with everyone. Hope you're doing well. We're just enjoying it's not, it's new to the channel, not necessarily new to me. It's been out for a little bit.
Oh, now I gotta go to bed. Apollo, obnoxious drunk noise with that toy. That one is odd. At least the ones you blow are funny. Yeah, seriously, right? I can take over. Apollo, the way I just said, you know what I mean? Oh, I don't remember, Apollo. I don't remember how I said it. You'll have to take a clip. Mr. TV Head, as a kid, I had what dentists referred to as an overactive gag reflex.
I'm sure they're glad that got clipped. Okay, so do you want training for science? Well, see, that's going to take 250, 250, yeah, they're all kind of samey. At the very least, let's get the science going. Okay, so our research lab research. And we finished building our satellite, which is lovely. And we got extra payload reliability. Fantastic. Yeah, so that might be a cue for, maybe cleaning out the old clips. Or not, who knows? Oh, right, yeah, so this is our, our request. But this is bad. Yeah, so the weather's going to shave off 11%. Now, we can reschedule. And, since it's a request anyway, when we only get one crack at it, so let's make sure we do it right. So we'll go try again next month. Okay, so then the artificial, so then to design a vehicle that can carry it to orbit. Yes, yes. Okay, and so they're going in 9 months, 9 months, and 10 months, and the Soviets, God bless them, they're still getting off the ground. But don't underestimate them. Okay, so now we're gonna make the rocket to take the Dongfang Hong into orbit. So we got the booster and the upper stage. We're gonna need them both. Select the upper stage to get started. Yes, thank you. So these are all the upper stage options. So we just need to make sure it can carry 175 kilograms. Also, its max destination must be at least equal to the mission's destination. We're only going to Earth orbit, so the upper stage can go to the moon. We're fine. Companies parts you haven't researched yet. This can be the best way to design the perfect vehicle, and it won't take you for instance. How you research the part before. So we can add parts with the assumption we'll get them researched in time. Process, a good rule is to select an upper stage with a payload capacity close to the payload's mass to save on build costs and time. And sometimes they'll be because better suited. Okay. So yeah, see, we can pick these, but you see that little notification there means you gotta do some research first. But yeah, let's go. We'll just take our long march, and it's gonna tell us the booster, much the same. So we have that one. So the upper stage, 350. Our booster is going to lift 1,300. So we got thrust to spare. And it needs a small launch pad, which is what we have, which is perfect. So we'll take our long march. So you can check there, we got the green check marks there, so we're all good. So it's going to take 4 months to build, so we got time there. And it's going to cost 160K, which is most of our money. Okay, now, so we do have a little bit of money left over. We can see about building this. Oh, no, we can't, because that's going to cost 100 grand. And we don't have 100 grand. It says insufficient funds. Well, that's fine. It'll be there waiting for us next month. So let's pick our research. Okay, so it says right there, so we got of these 3, we need to unlock 2 to get access to this tier. And this tier in particular, it's got an extra mission control, which gives us an extra mission slot, and mission slots are gold. So they basically allow us to walk and chew gum at the same time. But I think so. That's going to cost 5. So I'm using the science cost as kind of the indicator of like how advanced something is. So those were 5, so they're probably a little bit more advanced. These are all 250. Might be worth doing. We'll have to do them at some point. But I think if we can get access to those are 750. Oh. Yeah, maybe we'll do these. And that costs 100K, that costs 100K, so they're all the same. Okay, so the research lab expansion gets you a flat 50 science per month, which is okay, but let's build a rocket test pad. Because the extra launch reliability it'll be a good idea, I think. And I think once we research that and maybe that, then we pivot back to the missions. Okay, so again, this is the request one that we delayed last month. So it's a night launch, no rain, which we're big fans of. So we have good conditions. We actually got an 8% bonus. So we're actually up to 63% reliable. Probably not going to get any better than that given the state of our rockets, so let's do it. And go curving. Looks like it's not going to blow up. Hey, no effect. And honestly, that is a marked improvement over our last launch. Okay, so our sounding rocket leveled up. So with each launch, you can basically increase the level of that particular bit of equipment. So in this instance, like gets a big increase in the launch reliability. So if we take one of these out again, it's going to start with a 70% launch reliability. And then for that, we get an extra 100 support and 250 science. Now, we don't get any extra money, unfortunately, but that's okay, because we're a month away from our funding review, which we should. Yeah, we needed 200, we got 275, so we should get the next tier of monies. But now, if we want to, we can go ahead and build our research lab, and the research lab there. So it'll unlock mission training for science. Now we do need to be careful. So is it Q and E to rotate? Well, that's to rotate the screen. Cannot build, cannot build, cannot build. Are we? Hey TX, good to see you. How's things? How you doing? I should have paid more closer attention during the little bit of tutorial when it taught. I think when it was gonna tell us, or actually it didn't even tell like whether you can. You might not be able to. No, you must be able to. Oh, there we go. Okay, Z will do the trick. Okay, so if we put it next to that, we're actually going to lose 10 science a month. Well, I definitely don't want that. Okay, so if you put it adjacent to that, it'll get us 3% off our payload build cost. That's not bad. It could have been a boring week. Oh, well. I'm glad it's over, I guess. So if we put it there, we're going to get 2% off our vehicle build cost. Yeah, let's go ahead and put it there for now. We can move stuff later if we want to, but when we have more money. Well, do you have anything exciting planned for the weekend so you can pick up the action after a boring week? Okay, time for the old budget review. Everyone's favorite. But yeah, so we did. So now we're up to 75K a month, and if we get to 400 support, excuse me, we will kick it up to 100K. So we have an annual budget review. Rocket pad, test pad, research. Okay, so they're launching in 6 months. Your first milestone challenge is now available. These are optional goals for your agency that involve completing certain milestones in return for substantial rewards. To complete the current milestone challenge, select Earth in the mission screen. Okay, here we go. So if you do 3 milestone missions, those are the ones there, you get a 25% vehicle research cost discount for 6 months. As to the time remaining, chance can be seen on its tooltip. Okay, so it expires in 180 months. So we got a little time. Oh, wait, all been canceled due to sickness. It was a false. Okay, well, I'm glad it was a false alarm. It would stink to have it fall through like that. Okay, yeah, so they're all launching in 6 months, 6 months, 7 months. We're planning. So yeah, it's going to build in 2 months, and then we'll have time in which to we'll have a couple months in which to get the drop on everyone else. We do have another request. It's another guidance system. It'll get us more science and more support. Now it will. Now here's the thing. Well, we've already paid for the rocket for the milestone mission, and we've already paid for our science center. So we can eat the cost of the sounding rocket, which is now at level 2, by the way. So it's going to take 2 months to build. Oh, is that going to bump up against? It might bump up against our main. Oh, well, if it does, we'll just postpone. You're just waiting to confirm later. Nice. Okay. Yeah, do it. This is why we got 2 separate mission slots. And that. Oh, right. So we unlocked the test pad, but obviously we don't have the money. And then our research. Yeah, let's finish out the spacecraft assembly facility, and then we'll jump straight to lunar orbit or animal, probably lunar orbit. Because most coworkers were on a holiday, the only ones you talk to are the ones with excuses on why they haven't done things. Okay. And more work times, like, okay, so it's one of those weeks. Gotcha. Okay, they're launching in 6 months. Okay, new request mission. Didn't I just do that? Well, no, we're kind of busy right now, folks. Yeah, let's get moving on lunar orbit. Okay, so next month the research lab will finish, and then our rockets will finish. So it's gonna get a little crowded. Yeah, the moon's just sitting there for now. See, can I? Okay, they're currently researching research lab. They're researching lunar orbit. They're researching Pioneer. I don't know what that is. And they're not doing any research. Okay. So they're 5 months, 6 months. Because the Soviets did do their test launch. And then 5 months. Okay. Okay, research lab, done. So there is our artificial satellite, and nothing. Honestly, fine. Okay, and then there's our sounding rocket, which can get a little extra launch reliability. We're all in favor of that. Okay, anyway, now we do have training. So we can actually, yeah, so we can set the training. So I think we have options for training for science, for launch reliability, and payload reliability. This is the only one we have now. So it'll get us a training bonus of up to 25%. Okay, so this is... Okay, now, let's hold off on that. We'll do science training on both because it's the only option we have. So the priority is the artificial satellite. Okay, so you see the bonus here. Launching a later launch date can greatly increase your training bonus, giving give other agencies a chance to complete milestones before you. So you see the Americans and the Japanese are going to launch in July, and then the Europeans in August. So we get a 5% science bonus there. We wait till May, we get 10%. We also got the launch penalty, or we can shoot for June and then get a whole 15%. I like that. And then that gives us a 1 month period of we get 1 month buffer. So if the weather is crappy, as it has been more often than not. And they're launching in 12 months. All right, so now let's do our sounding rocket, which we might as well do the same month. Okay, so that's the basic setup. So we're going to be it's going to be closer than the initial rocket launch. Everyone else is they're more competitive now than they were previously, but that's what we signed up for. Okay, lunar orbit research, donezo. So there you can see everyone except the Soviets are much closer. So we got launch reliability of 68%, payload reliability of 80%, and then so we get a potential bonus of 460 science. Oh, I think this is a sunrise launch. Very, very pretty, very nice ambient red in the horizon. Adequate conditions, 3% is fine. Okay, yeah, this is our guidance system. So this is our request. This is the one without the payload. Oh, and we instantly got an achievement: critical knowledge, explode a sounding rocket. Well, thanks for the spoiler, Steam. Yeah, that's not good. Wow, that happened almost instantly. A 7% chance. That's some that's some buttworm level rolls there. So the sounding rocket levels up. Okay. But no real effect there. Okay, so we can keep. Actually, we did that. Yeah, if we're gonna do lunar orbit, we should probably go straight to just research the payload for it too. No sense unlocking the mission, but then leaving the payload to wait. Oh right. Hang on. Oh, that was our request. Okay, so there's no new request. All right, well that's fine. Okay, this is the one we're actually invested in. So we got the Feijo. Another night launch. Good conditions, okay. Only a 6% chance of catastrophic failure, but, well, we've seen what those numbers mean. Okay. Well, it didn't disintegrate, so that's an immediate improvement. Lovely. Okay. So no positive, but we're far away from negative effects. Honestly, it's fine by me. Right. So see, our booster leveled up, and as did our upper stage. Only a little, definitely not as much as the sounding rocket, but every little bit helps, as we've seen. Right, now we get to the minigame. So it's not just launching stuff in space. Now you actually got to do stuff while you're in space. Right, so during mission tasks, you'll need to issue commands to the payload to achieve the task objective. Right, so we need to get to two. The red things are comms, and I believe the blue ones are data. So we need two of each. But if we get 3 and 3, we get a 50% bonus reward. And I believe, is that on top of the multiplier we get from the training? I don't remember. And so we do each of these little things to generate our resources. So this is kind of it's a little kind of a problem-solving mini game. So each command provides a specific input to get resources. And so we have 2 commands per turn, and we have 4 turns. This is the planning phase of the turn, so you can freely undo and reselect as you wish. Try different combinations, sure. And then so each command will be sent with the payload in the order they are selected, with a chance of error based on the payload reliability. Which is why we are very happy to push that payload reliability up to 80%. So if we do a single, so we start with 4 power. That's what we got. That's the baseline amount for this particular payload. So we use one of those, we get 1 comms. So you can see that if we get 1 comms, we can cash that in for, say, a data. Or alternatively, if we do 1 data, we can cash that in for 2 comms. So let's see. See, we only have 4, and you can recharge power to get a power back, but that does use a turn. So let's start by using a power to get a data, and then let's use that data to get 2 comms. So you see, it's going to tell us we're going to land on. We're going to at the end of the turn, if everything goes the way we want it to, we'll have 2 comms, no data, 3 power. Then the next turn, we cash in a power and a comms to get 3 data. And we immediately fail, because of course we do. Okay, so the command output will be reduced by 1 data unless you spend a power to resist the event. Well, we need the data to make the next thing happen, so we have to resist. There, and so we get in the good zone. So then this isn't that. So that right there. So the resist is why we want to avoid spending power if we can help it. Turn complete each time your previous command's been attempted. Right. So we got 3 turns. So recharge can be selected as an organ to generate power. Sure. And keeping some spare? Yes, absolutely. So we need 3 and 3. So if we cash in one of those, so we cash in a power and a comms, that'll give us 3 data. Excuse me. And then on the next turn, we can just, and then so we do that, and then we recharge. If it goes well, then the next turn what we can do is we just use a power to gain a comms, and then we'll have a power in reserve if we need to resist. Oh wait, I forgot. No, excuse me, I was wrong. Oh no, sorry, so it's gonna. Yeah. So then ignore that. Yeah, so that's the amount of power that'll be generated this turn, right? So yeah, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do that. So that is all of our commands. There we go. Okay. So now we're at our optional objective for the data, but what I'd like to do, if we can use, so let's use a power and one of those data. It'll get 3 comms, and then we cash in 1 comms for one comms for a data, and then we'll end the turn at 3 and 3. And then we can just say, yeah, we're good. But and then we'll have 1 power in reserve if we need to resist. Ooh. Okay, so we actually rolled a positive outcome there. So we got an additional comms. And then, of course, we fail because we can't have nice things. And there you go. Once you get the optional objectives, you just stop. You don't have to power through the rest, which is very handy. So once again, we are first. So you see we got the we got bonus support and we got extra science. Then we got a huge chunk of science. So we'll get that over 2 months. There we go. So, with your artificial satellite safely in orbit, you have completed a major milestone for your agency and opened the door to launching even more complex payloads, perhaps even those that could carry humans into space. Ooh. With the training option, now it's time to focus on another vital aspect, building a mission control. Right, so that allows you to unlock a mission slot. Right, so you need to research another training facility, training building first. Always recommended to unlock all the training options eventually. Okay, now it's telling us to build. So this is proceeding as though we didn't already have the extra mission slot, which is understandable. I don't think any of the agencies have that in their base setup. Right, so the next one is either animal in space or actually no. Yeah, actually animal in space is the next one. Let's see, what is everyone else researching? I'm just curious. They're researching mission control. They're going by the tutorial. Space aircraft assembly facility. Pioneer, still don't know what that might be unique to them. And then mission control. Okay, so yeah, our closest competitors are all following the tutorial, which makes sense. Yeah, so they've gone down there and then they've gone straight to mission control. Have we? Yeah, we have not actually invested any science in Luna yet. We could pivot straight to animal in space. See, the mission control for us is lower priority because we had that extra. Although we will definitely want it eventually. Yeah, what was? I forget. What were we? God, what were we researching? Okay, yeah, we did lunar orbit. But let's say the next milestone mission is animal in space. Yeah, it looks like a lunar orbit might be an extra. So maybe we focus on animal in space. So if you're the first to do a milestone mission, you see their bonus support. It's not a lot, but I think you see like it does go up over time, and there's a significant gap. Okay, so to do that, we need to research Animal in Space and Sputnik 2. Yeah, with the science we have coming in, we can knock this out straight away, pretty much. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see if we can go about and keeping our lead. Oh, here we go. So, following your agency launching the first artificial satellite, several foreign nations have claimed the satellite represents a global security threat. Go figure. Japan have requested that your agency releases the full specifications of your Dongfang Hong payload to prove its scientific purpose and quell public anxiety. Your advisors believe agreeing to the request will improve your reputation with Japan, though the latter will likely gain science with it. So, here's where we can start making decisions whether or not, so we can be all cooperative, all handshaky, which will maybe potential mutual benefits down the road. But as you can see so far, in the short term, all the benefits will go to Japan. Or we can say, go pound sand. It'll probably hurt our reputation, but it'll also keep them behind us. If this was the Soviets, we say, sure, bud, come on, we'll help you along. But given it's one of our close competitors, I'm gonna say no. We should not need to share confidential research in order to prove our peaceful intentions. Japan has reacted negatively to the decision. The local media have praised your firm stance. Okay, so we got 100 support for ourselves, and they lost 25 reputation with Japan. Well, Japan can suck it. Okay, no new requests there. It doesn't look like anyone's doing that. Yeah, they're all probably still researching mission control. Apparently, they're not researching anything. Soviets, what are you doing? I think they just finished Pioneer and they're doing mission control. Okay, so let's hit Sputnik so we can do Animal in Space. And maybe then we'll pivot to mission control, because by then we should also have saved up a decent chunk of cash, so we can, because that's going to cost 250 grand to place, not including any clearing of the landscape. And the next one after that's human in space. Oh, we gotta be first to that. All right, let's go, team. Okay, yeah, they're launching their artificial satellite. Actually, yeah, this month. Oh, that's fine. They can play all the catch up they want. Oh, rocket science. So after analyzing data from your recent failed test launch, thanks for reminding me, researchers have identified several improvements that can be made to your booster technology. Sometimes we learn more when things blow up, a particularly enthusiastic engineer commented. Us looking on the bright side. Hey, we got a little extra science out of it. Wait, what? Oh, that's a test. Okay, I say, where did that come from? No, yeah, that was the test launch that failed. That got us the extra 150 science. Okay, yeah, so Japan got artificial satellite up before the U.S. They're launching in 6 months. There's a new request. Okay, how's our research coming? We got about 300 to go. Yes, we should finish that up in a month or two. Yeah, we're researching. In the meantime, Oh, request missions often have special modifiers that make aspects of them more challenging, such as increasing the potential rewards. Consider these carefully before choosing which request mission to attempt. So, ionospheric measurements has experimental fuel, more science, but a big dent to the launch reliability. Oh, speaking of launch reliability, we do have these. We could build them both. The training for payload and then training for launch reliability. They're not that big. Let's see, reduce build cost, nothing. That's a loss of science. That doesn't do anything. Extra launch reliability. Does that... Okay, so that'll reduce build cost. I would... Honestly, I'd take the reliability. So that'll cost 125k total to clear one obstruction. Sure. Ooh, yeah, putting that there would get us extra payload reliability and less payload build cost. That's pretty spicy. But I'd rather save our money there. That'll take 3 months to build. So if I was to do this request, yeah, we would have to place a, so it would be another satellite mission, and those will be expensive. Yeah, that'll cost another 97 grand, and that'll take 2 months. Yeah, and then, yeah, by the time the rocket finishes, our, the extra payload reliability, yeah, let's do it. We'll give that a shot. Just keep the science rolling in. Because, I mean, money will definitely be a limit, but it feels like early on, science is going to get in the way as much as anything. And if we are going to keep the lead on our multiple competitors, we got to stay up on the science. Okay, Sputnik research done. Lovely. Okay, so extra launch reliability, actually very good. Less payload reliability, very bad. Okay, so it has to carry 175 kilos. The Long March can easily do that. Yeah, it's gonna be 160k. So these are, and it's what partly annoys me is that we're not getting missions where we get money coming in. It's all science, and science, science is, as you say, very useful, very important, and the extra support gets us access to even more monthly funding. But I could, if some of these, yeah, if some of them could like get us, I don't know, kick us a little extra money alongside, well, that'd be really helpful. Okay. Let's just check in with our friendos here. And the Americans aren't doing much of anything. The Soviets are now researching mission control. They're not, and they're not. Huh. Maybe they're all out of science. Who knows? Okay. Well, if we're going for animal in space, we can probably move off of missions for just a little bit. Yeah, let's go. We'll do what the tutorial's asking us to do. We'll go for mission control. Okay, our rocket test pad will finish next month. I think we do have the money to get the the spacecraft facility. And if you put it right there for 100K, we get extra faster build time, just a little bit, and then a little extra payload reliability. Same there, but we're paying extra. Yeah, let's just take that for now. And then we start saving our pennies for the mission control. There we go. Launch reliability. All right, we can start planning animal in space now. We also have, what's this? Test launch high altitude photography. Okay, so it's a sounding rocket, so we won't have to do anything fancy. Get us a nice little burst of science. Now, okay, yes, let me remind myself. The Sputnik that we just unlocked, how much is that going to cost? That'll cost 250K. Okay, we don't have the money to do that right now. So maybe we deprioritize, or not deprioritize, we move away from that for just a little bit. While we save our pennies. And then maybe do this one, another test launch. Which is now up to an 81% launch reliability. Now it's the Chang'e, which I didn't. I thought we might save for later rovers, but apparently not. ESA is launching lunar orbit in 12 months? Really? No, let's focus. We're locked in on the milestone missions. Lunar orbit is nice, but the prospect of launching the first human into space is dominating the newspapers. Most have labeled it an impossible endeavor, while the less skeptical outlets claim the arrival agency are bound to get there first. Several have contacted your agency for a statement. Okay, so if we say we're not going to enter the race, there's probably no long-term penalty, but we're going to get hit in the short term. Nah, we ball. You have replied that it's not only possible, but inevitable that a human will reach space, and what is more, your agency will be the first to achieve it. Your statement has resulted in a surge of public support, Your detractors maintain that your agency is setting itself up for a fall. Oh, and we almost went straight to the next budget tier. Okay, and there's our test rocket, which has nothing special about it, other than the love and care we put into it ourselves. So there's no payload, so we don't have to worry about that. So we might as well, go all in on science. Okay, we can go straight away, but there is an issue. Or we can, so let's bump that bonus up a little bit, but we'll leave April for any issues, any weather-related issues, maybe. Okay, so then we got the G Shun, extra launch reliability, very nice, and then less payload reliability. Again, the payload's going to be garbage. Yeah, 56%. Yeah, look at that. We're losing 20% just based on the construction traits. That is brutal. I feel like we have to go payload reliability. Otherwise, we're just going to get destroyed. Actually, hang on, remind me. This is ionospheric measurements. Yeah, this is a request. We don't have to rush this at all. Yeah, let's just we'll put that on hold until August. Hey, Nougat, how you doing? How's your Friday going? Seems very math complicated. Yeah, there's you gotta juggle a bit. But see, so with our training, you get a certain percent per month, and you get a max bonus of 15%. So if we do this, we'll get the payload reliability up to 71%. So it'll be less diabolical. And yeah, there is a lot of worry about like percentages and try to mitigate against bad rolls as much as possible because they're going to happen regardless. Yeah, so that's 6 months out. But then we're going to have this is going to take place in March, so we'll open up a mission slot here right quick. You go poorly. Oh no! You got the Rona and the fever is real. Oh, that sucks, man. Well, I hope you're taking care of yourself. I'm assuming you've got vax, so but yeah, definitely either stay hydrated, be gentle with yourself, all that good stuff. And for once, it's not raining. It seems to have the for it being a location in the desert, we caught a lot of rainy days somehow. Okay, good conditions. Love it. In bed sweating. Didn't get a booster event to last month and it was freezing. Oh no. Well, I hope it passes as smoothly as possible. Yeah, that is rough. But no, I know the feeling. I'll say if your experience is anything like mine, it'll be like one really bad night of tossing and turning and sweating and suffering, and then in like 24 to 32 hours, it'll break, and you'll still feel like the coffee and the sniffling and whatnot, but the worst will have passed. Last time it was almost 2 weeks of fever and pain. Oh boy. It was 3 weeks of okay, you're well, yeah, well, hopefully the body has built itself up so you don't have to do all that again. Okay, our sounding rocket is now at 99% reliability. Oh no, the Soviets failed. Orbital radio challenging. -1 turn per. No, 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 no. Yeah, I think we gotta start planning animal in space. Your kids seem to be okay after 7 days this time. That's good. They are well now. Mom or dad are saying, "Oh, well, you're probably used to that routine by now. The kids bring it home, and then it works its way around the rest of the household." No. Okay, yeah, what do you say? Let's launch animal into space. Any requests? Any particular kind of animal? Okay, so here is Sputnik 2, a cone-shaped capsule designed to carry animals into space to study the effects of spaceflight on living organisms. Going to cost 242 grand, and that's with a discount. A crocodile? Okay, well we'll have to see. We go down to southern China, see if we can grab ourselves some of the crocodiles. Let's see. So we go. You can take a 15% hit on payload reliability, but get half the build cost, which is honestly kind of tempting. So we can improve comms, but also lose 10% reliability, or we get more power, but also cost all of our money. Eh, no. Let's. So if we pick this prototype, we're gonna have to pick payload reliability training. I want to leave space open for the chance we get to train for launch reliability. And if we don't, then hey, science all the way. Okay, yeah, so our mission control research will finish next month. It's going to cost 250. We're not going to be able to afford it. Okay, they're all launching lunar orbit, which is starting to make me wonder if we missed something. Okay, so launch atmospheric sampling. No, we don't. We don't. Yeah, we're. Yeah, we don't even have the. We don't even have the lunar orbit option here. Okay, we just did mission control. Oh, so the astronaut training. So this actually allows the hiring of astronauts for 1,000 science. Oh, and immediate. Okay, we're starting to get into the starting to get into the major leagues here. So we could start looking at some of these, but as I said, we started lunar orbit. Let's finish the research there. I mean, if we wanted to speed run it, we go straight to human in space, but no, let's not. because that's going to require the what is that, the Liuquan, and that's going to, ooh, okay, that payload is 1,800 kilograms, and yeah, our long march booster only does 1,300. So if we're going to put humans into orbit, we're going to need more thrust, which means we're probably going to need the long march too. Okay, so what we do, we finish Luna, and then maybe we pivot to more vehicle research. Yes, I know there's a new one there, but we can't do anything about it. Okay, so they're researching animal in space. They're launching lunar orbit. That's fine. They're researching the Luna, the payload. They're researching Mercury. Damn, Europe's going hard. And they're researching animal in space. Okay. Okay, here's our Sputnik, which looks a lot like a buoy, doesn't it? So we have extra science build reward, but 25% vehicle build time. Eugh. Although honestly, no one else is doing this mission, so maybe that's not such a bad thing. Okay, so that's 500 kilograms. Well, we got... Wait. Oh, heck. Okay. Oh, okay, so none of the upper stages we have access to right now will actually do the job. Okay, hang on. So what will? Well, the scout will, and so will the Jupiter. Okay, hang on. Let's... Okay, there's... Yeah. So yeah, the long march will do that, but we need the... Yeah, we need to do that. That's fine. So yeah, the good thing about this is any progress you made on what you're already researching, that'll be retained. We can knock this out in a month. Yeah, so like our long march will do that, and then the the scout. That is what we're that's what we're researching. Yeah, so that'll be 500 kilograms, and yeah the what we're launching is 500 kilograms. Yeah, okay, the scout. Let's double check so we don't like throw away money. So scout long march 1, scout. Okay, yes. Okay, unresearched parts that'll be yes. Research part will be a good idea. Okay, yes. I get that. Thank you. Okay, we're 40 short. Well, lovely. Well, we go ahead and build our next mission control. We have the money, and there's no sense waiting really. That's a big boy. And yeah, it's gonna chew up most of our money unless we put it right here. We'll still be left with 100 grand, and we'll get 5% off the payload build cost and 1% launch reliability. Not the greatest return. Okay, the scout is done. Yeah, the payload is done. Don't scrap it. Right. Yeah. So the says we need so we need the Long March 1, but then we got to do the Jupiter or the Scout. Okay, so that's fine. And then with that done, now we can pivot back to Luna and finish that. Researching Eden. Didn't see that in there. So launching lunar orbit in 10 months, artificial satellite in 7 months, lunar orbit in 4 months. Okay, so this is our mission with the experimental fuel, and of course it's pissing down rain, because why wouldn't it be? So they said minus. Yeah, we're just going to reschedule that. There is no reason to do otherwise. Again, it rains bizarrely often, considering we're in the Gobi, one of the driest locations in the world. But what are meteorology and atmospheric conditions compared to the demands of video game RNG? A global symposium is taking place to establish laws regarding territorial space for orbiting satellites. The proposed treaty states that all nations should have free access to space. Your advisors believe supporting the treaty will improve diplomatic relations with other space agencies, though opposing it may prove popular with sections of our media. Well, I think we have enough of a buffer on our support. Yeah, we'll support the treaty. So we gain 10 reputation with all other agencies. With your agency's support, a global committee has established a treaty that forbids sovereign claims on space or celestial bodies and asserts that space activity should be for the benefit and in the interests of all countries. Vegas has, for example, an alarming amount of rain every year. Depends on the mountains. Well, I mean, okay, I can see that, but it's just... It feels like the game is messing with us again. We again, we're launching in a desert and we have rain more often than not. Fucking. There's a reason you build these facilities in places with ideal weather, It's not for the scenery. Okay, mission control complete. Lunar research complete. Just don't. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Good grief. Although now we're launching at dawn, and our last dawn launch was Well, it did not have the desired outcome, shall we say. Okay, but that seems to have responded okay. Actually, very okay. So our long march booster in upper stage get a little extra reliability. Oh, okay. So following a successful launch, mission phase can be handed over to a secondary operations team if you don't want to control the mission manually. Based on payload reliability. No. I'm not giving the AI responsibility for my missions. Not a chance. Especially not when bonus loot is on offer. Okay, so we have 4 turns, just like last time, 2 commands per turn. At minimum, we need 2 comms and 1 data. If we want the extra bonus, we need 4 comms and 2 data. So I think we can start with the. All right, what's our? Yeah, we have a 71% payload reliability, which I think is comparable to last time. So let's start with the better return. So use a power to get data, use a data to get multiple comms. Extra reliability? What's that? Okay, well, we need it to actually make the next command function. Okay, so far so sane. So now what we want to do, so we need a mess of, well, we need way more comms this time. So what we do is trade in one of those for one of those, and then we use the data to again get more comms. So if all works the way it's meant to, we'll be at 3 comms, 1 data with 2 turns to go, and then we'll have 2 power to resist. Because no matter how well we prepare, shit like that's going to happen. Okay, we only have 1. Actually, let's hold off on that. And here's why I say that. So we have 2 turns. We can charge, or even better, I can use one of our power, and then get 3 data, and then we can use one of those data to get the comms we need. And then next turn we use charge, get a comms, easy peasy. Right, so if everything behaves, we'll have 3 and 2. Oh, there we go. We have bonus data. Even better. Okay, that'll cost an additional data. Well, it just so happens we got an additional data, so that'll be fine. Okay, so yes, I see that yes, we know that game. Thank you. Right, so we have the bonus data that we need, so we just need one comms, and we're good. You see, it gives us a helpful little layout there. So that's it. Let's just recharge just to make sure absolutely nothing wacky happens. Do a signal return test, and then we're done. So we'll have our 4 and 2. See, so even though it was a 71% chance to not have a negative, we got more negative outcomes than we didn't. So this is very much XCOM rules on these rolls. Okay, so we have finished our tutorial objectives. Figuring out the direction is up to you. We focus on pushing the boundaries of human exploration or probe the far reaches of the solar system. Remember to balance your research efforts across all 3 research trees and to use spare mission slots to conduct request missions to bolster your resources. Above all, explore, experiment, and expire? No, inspire. Good luck, Director. So now, since we have mission control built, that was our last tutorial mission. Yeah, we actually have 3 mission slots available. So our animal transport will be done next month. We have a couple requests there. Satellite imaging is the next milestone mission. Oh. So I needed to be looking at the moon. Go fucking figure. Ah, well. Oh, that's love. That's actually kind of cute. Okay, well, we're gonna get dunked on in terms of like getting going around the moon. So we might as well go hard on getting the first human in space. Okay, so we got one of those, another sounding rocket, nice and cheap. Or we could take an orbital radio mission, and it'll be challenging. So we lose 1 turn per task, but 25% all rewards, and that's double the science. But again, the thing is, we can't actually afford that just now. Okay, no effect there. Launch reliability is still pretty garbo. So yeah, none of those are very good. I'm thinking March. Yeah, that'll get our launch reliability up to 78%, which is almost as good as it can get. Okay, so yeah, so ESA got to lunar orbit first. Your PR team advised that praising the achievement will improve relations. The may open our agency to criticism of falling behind. Downplaying the nation may boost public support, but may damage relations with ESA. I don't. Oh, so we lose hunters where we gain. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna get that support back and then some. Okay, so the payload is 350 kilograms. So we can use the long march. That just fits, and just fits is all we need. They both go to the moon, so that fits just fine. And we'll take our long march there as well. Yeah. Right, so payload reliability, excellent. Launch reliability, pretty good. Could be better. Yeah, that did also eat up most of our money. So I'm feeling okay about, wait, so that we're all right there. So we got, so we got the animal in space. That's going to launch in 3 months. Lunar orbit. We're building the rocket. Yeah, so we got these two challenging ones. Otherwise, we take the sounding rocket is pretty much a dunker. We can we can make it happen, but we just excuse me, the losing turns per round. That is, well, we only have what, 2 turns per round, so we basically have 4 turns to get done whatever needs to be done, which is, frankly, a bit rude. Okay, they're doing lunar orbit. They're doing lunar orbit. And so are they. Okay. No research, no research. Medium launch pad. Okay. Soviets going heavy. And no research. Interesting. Oh my goodness, that is 1,500 science. What is the payload on that? 1,800 kilograms. Yeah, okay. Let's... Well, yeah, none of those would be able to do it either. Yeah, we got to get to the Long March 2 if we're going to do that. And then these as well. Okay, yeah, we should pivot. Okay, it says medium risk. The second level and will pose an increased challenge to new players. Okay, so we could try one of these just to see what the deal is. Oh, but that, yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, we can't afford that. All right, it's fine. We'll give it a month. Well, okay, let's let's just do that. We'll do just that. We'll give it a month, and then we'll see where we are. Well, we did get over the funding tier, so we're good there. Okay, we're going to be finished the rocket in 3 months. Yeah, we're 2 months away from launching an animal into space. That's fine. Oh right, yeah. So we can get started on this. Well, we have. Hang on. Yeah. So this is all planned out, ready to go, and built. And everything here is paid for. We just need to finish it and then get moving. So yeah, we can actually start investing in this. Improved comms, reduced build cost at a 15% reliability penalty. Eh. But them savings, though. Them savings. But no, here's the thing. I want science, though. Because if we can get this, the science is gonna be what propels us. Okay, well, it's a month of funding. Yeah, yeah. Okay, we'll eat it there so we can have some decent payload reliability. What's the? Your engineers have managed to optimize a key component of the Luna payload. That can be lunar reliability by 5%. Nice. They've identified a way to increase a further 10% that would require extra funding. It's currently 86. So it's currently is it 86% with the 5% or either if it's 86% or 91%, it's fine by me. Plus we're a little tight just now. Oh my god. Okay, so the identified potential component upgrade on the launch field for Yunxiao. Improve will require 200 cable, get 20%. Okay, that I'll pay for. Less, okay, that's fine. I'll definitely take the payload reliability in exchange for 25% less support. We're good there. Okay, so who's ready to put a crocodile in space? I swear, this is the rainiest fucking desert in creation. We've had more rainy days than not. Sweet baby Jesus. Okay, fine. Let's see. Those are 250 each. Wow, that's 6. That's 8. Okay. That's 400. Yeah, the Long March 2 is a chonker. Well, here, let's do this. If we're going to power straight through to human in space, and I am tempted, what do we... Okay, so we need... Actually, no, we don't know. We want to look here. Oh, satellite imaging is there too. And ESA's already researched human in space. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to need to be choosing all from this tier for human in space. How about satellite imaging? Again, same. Okay. Let's see, 300, 400, 400. Okay, see, the Delta has 80% reliability, but it only goes up 1% per. And it takes 4 months to build. The Long March has 8,000 kilograms. It takes a month less to build, but it's... Actually, you know what? Screw it. Go big or go home. Plus, yeah, it's the Long March. You know, we're playing as China, right? It's our thing. Okay, orbital radio. We got the vehicle. Oh, we have less than 100K. We might not be able to afford that. Let's see. Okay, 175. So we could use the Scout. It's half the cost. $70, $30. Yeah, we're still short. Yeah, we'll have to wait a month until we can do that, but that's fine. Oh, jeez. And so we paid an extra 200K for 20% launch reliability, and the game says, hey, have an extra 5% on top of that. You'll notice it'll only go up to 99% though. They got to make you sweat a little bit. You gotta leave room for that XCOM 1% chance, don't you know? Okay, so our crocodile is strapped in, presumably heavily sedated, because it's these are adequate conditions. How could you tell? I don't know. The good conditions and the adequate conditions look awfully similar to me. But, you know, obviously I'm no meteorologist if I'm here thinking deserts aren't supposed to have rain. Oh, come the fuck on. If like an 81% chance of something at least non-negative happening, and we roll an 18%. Unfortunately, we only lose a turn on the we only lose a task on the first turn. Okay, so we got to achieve Earth orbit. TX, if we'd taken the extra 10%, we wouldn't have had the money to get the extra 20%. This is just, again, this is basic economics. Okay, so we only have 3 turns. We need to get minimum 1 comms and 3 data. We get the bonus for 6. But now the difference is we have a bit more power than we did previously. So how about this? Let's use 1 power to get one of those, and then we'll see if we can use the power and the comms to get 3 data. Try to speed that along. Of fucking course we fail. Why the fuck wouldn't we? It's like, no, and oh, you can't get the one thing you need to do the other. Boy, these things that have a low percentage chance of happening seem to happen with shocking frequency. I don't mind saying. Okay, so we have 2 turns. we need to have at least 2 more data in hand if we want to like make things simple next turn. Okay, how about this? We got 3. Let's do. Yeah. So let's cash in one of those data for 2 comms, and then we use a power and a comms for 3 more data. So let's take a moment here and think out. So if all goes as we want, what would next turn look like? Because we would need. Yeah, we would need 1 more data and 1 more comms to get the bonus. So I think you would cash in 1 data to get 2 comms, and then use a power and a comms to get 3 more data. I don't know that I like that. Well, what I don't like is the fact we're using power when we really need to be saving power to resist. But I think this gets us the closest. Because worst comes to worst, we just take the basic. We don't get the bonus reward. Okay. So I think we do this first. And then if we have to pay an extra comms to get 2 data, that's fine. And then we do that. But we can't resist anything. Fuck off. This will cost an extra. Okay, that's fine. God, I wish I was as good as rolling 20% chances in other games as I am in this one, apparently. Okay, so we got a huge chunk of science coming in, which is lovely. Okay, so yeah, so that was that was Animal in Space, which the Americans and Japanese are going to be doing in 7 months. Yeah, we're working on that. I think we do the Long March, which we will knock out this month thanks to that big science boost. It's 275. It's more expensive, but we can build that Long March in 2 months. Ooh. Yeah, I think we go Long March, Long March, and then we do either satellite imaging or Shugong. That's 1500. That's 750. Okay. No. Do we go straight for human in space? Maybe just go straight for human in space. Okay, so we got 91, 99. Okay, I think we just do science then. When do we launch that? Oh, we can go straight away. Cool, let's do it. I will take the slightly less bonus science for just getting this done. And then our orbital radio. We can finally afford to build the dang thing. Okay, so we have leveled up the scout. That's 50k, that's 90k. That's 1 month versus 2 months. And so we can go, our long march takes 2 months. Or the Jupiter takes 3. Now I think we'll do that. Ooh. You know, I almost want to go, maybe let's shoot for, yeah, I'll take the extra month because it's a request. It'll cost a little more, but we're going to have, we'll push the launch reliability as much as we can, so that way we can still do payload reliability training. Because if we're going to have a reduced number of turns, we need to make sure things go off as reliably as possible. Okay, yeah, so we have 1 mission slot available, but we have no money, so it doesn't matter. Oh, nice. So data from your recent artificial satellite mission has confirmed that belts of trapped radiation surround Earth, shooting the planet from the sun's cosmic rays. So we get a free 200 science. That'll be very helpful. And the Long March 2 research is donezo. Okay, lunar orbit. So it's like everyone's launching this month, except the Soviets. So how hard is it raining? Okay, it's not raining, allegedly.